The 5-day terror flight. Lufthansa Flight 191 was a scheduled flight from Palma de Mallorca International Airport in Spain to Frankfurt International Airport in Germany. The aircraft in use was a Boeing 737-200, registered as D-ABCE, and on board it on the 13th of October 1977 were 90 passengers and 5 crew. The pilot was Jürgen Schumann, aged 37, and had flown in World War II, so he had a lot of flight hours. The co-pilot was Jürgen Feuerzauber, who was a former German Navy pilot, so he was also experienced. The exact flight hours for both crew members is unknown. The plane took off from Palma de Mallorca and headed to its destination. Over France, only 30 minutes into the flight, 4 members named Zohair Yusuf Akachi, Zohaila Zahye, Wabil Hab, and Hind Alameh of the PFLP, or the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, pulled out guns and threw food trays on the ground. Zohair was the leader, and he stormed into the cockpit, demanding to be flown to Larkana, but the captain explained how they would have to land in Rome due to insufficient fuel. They did just that, and Zohair demanded in Rome the release of 10 members of the Red Army faction group, the release of 2 Palestinian compatriots, and $15 million. This was denied, and the plane started its course to Larkana. After landing in Larkana at 8:28 p.m. local time, a PLO, Palestinian Liberation Officer, tried to negotiate, but it could not. The plane took off and tried to land in Beirut, but was denied at 11:01 p.m. Tried to land in Damascus, but was denied at 11:14 p.m. It tried to land in Baghdad, but was denied at 12:13 a.m. And finally, even though being denied at first, the plane landed in Bahrain, where they were surrounded, but after threatening to kill, the troops retreated and the aircraft was refueled. The plane took off at 3:24 a.m. and headed towards Dubai. There again they were denied landing, but soon were allowed to. So at 5:40 they landed and parked. Zohair demanded that the aircraft was given food, water, medicine, newspapers, emptied of rubbish and toilet waste, and be refueled. The ground personnel tried to stall, but after threatening to kill, they did their job quickly. In the background, German and British anti-terrorist organisations began devising a plan to storm the aircraft. The GSG-9 squads trained for 45 hours in Dubai before they were ready. As this was happening, the plane tried to go to Salalah in Oman, but was denied. Masirah in Oman, where they were also denied. Riyadh in Yemen, where they were denied. And finally, even though being denied in Aden, Yemen, the plane was running dangerously low on fuel, and they had to land. Both runways in Aden were blocked, so the pilots were given no choice but to land on the dirt, parallel to both runways. Zohair gave the captain permission to look around the aircraft outside, but after he took too long, supposedly because he was talking to a ground crew member, Zohair shot and killed him. The co-pilot was left by himself to fly to Mogadishu in Somalia. At 6:03 a.m., the plane landed in Somalia, and the co-pilot was given permission to exit the aircraft due to his good flying skills, but stayed to protect the passengers. On the ground, the GSG-9 group was ready to attack. Operation Feuerzauber was in motion. Their plan was to approach the airplane from the rear, to not be seen by the hijackers, set an explosion in front of the aircraft to distract the hijackers, and to rescue the passengers and crew. Their plan went smoothly, and 3 out of the 4 hijackers were killed, whilst 1 survived. 4 passengers were slightly wounded, as well as 1 GSG-9 member. All passengers on board survived, with only the captain and hijackers being the deaths. The plane returned back to service until it was scrapped and put into a museum. The captain, the co-pilot, and a flight attendant called Gabrielle Dillman, who was described as the pillar of support and hope for the other hostages, was given the German Federal Cross of Merit. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.